What's up, co-creators? This is Randa from Reason to Row. I have a reason to be here, and so do you. Welcome to our weekly love reading. This is a new channel here on YouTube. I started it a while ago, but I've been really focusing on Facebook and Instagram, and I've moved over to TikTok, and I'm here on YouTube, and I'm putting up more content on a regular basis. So you're more than welcome to join. We have a very special situation going on. At our first 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing free live readings, personal readings and questions. First come, first serve. It's that simple. So look out for that. Now, as I'm shuffling, I'm constantly seeing the Five of Cups, right? So many of us are focused on, awesome, what we have lost, right? Opposed to focusing on what it is that we have, using what we have to invest that emotionally into our lives in order to push us forward towards what we want. And what we want is divine union. So that Five of Cups is a human level card, right? That's our energy. That Hierophant card is spiritual card, right? So that's spiritual energy, that's universal energy, that's God energy, that's your spirit team energy. Your spirit team is your high vibrational ancestors, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, any saints, orishas, archangels, ascended masters, any positive vibrating energy entity that God has on his team to help us push us forward. That's that energy, right? So go with the spiritual energy, and that spiritual energy is union, right? So you got to take what you have, be grateful for what you have, wake up in the morning and say your grace. Be thankful for what it is that you have, and look, the hand of God handing you a new opportunity. So this is going to be a 9-card spread. This is for my big girls. Okay, what's next? There we go. It's for my big girl collection. My big girl cards. And I call this 9-card tic-tac-toe spread. I teach it in a class that I teach. The class is on hiatus right now. But I do have another class on how to open up your connection to your spirit team. That is a weekend class. My tarot class, which includes opening up your connection, is a 4-week course, 2 nights a week. And it's an awesome class. As I said, it's on hiatus. And the other class is the weekend class. It's like a 4 or 5 hour class. Schedule it for 4 hours, but it always goes over. Because people are really into their lessons. And we have loads of fun. So check out the links in the description box. We would love to have you. All right. So this is a collective reading. This is not going to resonate for everybody. When I pray to our collective spirit teams, it's for the people, the majority of the people who come to this video. If it does not resonate with you, please feel free to, check out readers who do it more individually, according to your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. That will also help. And yeah, so let's get into this reading. Okay, so not only are many of us low vibrational when it comes to union, right? But we're also not paying attention to our spirit team. Look at the hand of our spirit team giving us an emotional cup. And we're focusing on those 3 cups that have spilled, right? Or we're projecting that these cups are going to spill, however it resonates with you. So if you are the person who expects emotional loss and heartache, disappointment in love, then you're waiting for those 3 cups to fall. If you're a person whose cups have fallen, you have had emotional loss, then you're still mourning that loss, and you're not, you know, taking what your spirit team has to offer you, an additional cup, and you're not turning around and picking up your 2 cups, what you already have, right? So not only are you not recognizing the love that you have to give, the love that you have to receive, you're also not recognizing that your spirit team is talking to you about this, right? So it's really important that we get out of this energy and we uncross our arms, uncross our legs, and pay attention to our spirit team. How does your spirit team talk to you? Do they talk to you in dreams, visions, voices, itches, gut feelings, instincts, numbers, colors? Comment below, because every client that I've had knew how their spirit team spoke to them. They didn't always trust it, right? So we got to get into the vibration of understanding, because that helps to build a connection. Now, the overall energy is the Queen of Swords, okay? So many of us in love need to make sure that we use the spirit of discernment. The spirit of discernment is being able to, sorry, I just got a message and it grabbed me for a second. Spirit of discernment is making sure that we stay connected to the on high, right? Via our spirit team, right? And God is a part of our spirit team. Anytime we see the swords in a card and it's fully exposed and it's pointing upward, that is our conduit to the spiritual realms. It's our connectivity to God, connectivity to our spirit team, connectivity to the all-knowing. And having that connectivity to the all-knowing, we have the power of discernment, right? Because we keep that sword, we use that sword, right? And so when we have the power of discernment, we can ascertain when someone's coming in, whether or not they're coming in nobly. Look at her. She has her hand open, but she has her sword up, right? She's not threatening anybody with the sword, but that's her conduit to the on high. So when he's coming to her court to give her an offer of love, give her an offer of support, give her an offer of recognizing who she is, whatever he's coming to offer, this masculine energy, I shouldn't say he, but this masculine energy is coming to offer, she's open to it. So as he's coming in, holding on to his wand, come on in, baby. What is it that you have to offer? And she's not afraid to be open to allow him to come in, even though he's a player, right? He's dressed like a player. He's gallivanting in the nicest car, nicest horse, whatever floats your boat, right? With peace on his mind, right? And so although he has this flavor, right, she's still allowing him to come in because she has the power of the divine, power of discernment. And she's going to allow him to say. And so being in her power, she can trust the on high. She can trust herself because she has that power of discernment. And so in the real time, she's ascertaining what he's saying. She's looking at what he's doing. And then she will make her decision based upon that. Not only based upon his image, right? Not based upon what other people say, but what he's really bringing to the table, okay? And so many of us have choices, but these choices are really confusing. Some of us are in a daydream pattern where we're dreaming about the choices, and those choices still equal the choices that we really have, right? But it's confusing. We don't know who's who and what's what, and that's why we have to have that power of discernment. Many of us have unformed thoughts, right? Look at this sword. It's upwards, so we mean well, but it's not fully shown. So it's an incomplete thought, right? And we might be online looking at the different choices, whether it's on people's social media, whether it's on television, looking at, you know, movies and love stories and having this distorted view of what love is. It's helping us to have an unformed thought, looking at memes and situations in the news and people, you know, asking provocative, okay, Bobby Brown, provocative questions to incite people's emotional responses, right? All of that is helping you to have an unformed thought. Who do you need to go to? You need to go to the source, the on high, right? Your spirit team. And boom, look, blessings, right? So that's the overall energy. All right, so let's look at the past. Okay, so for many of us, we're really good people. We're really emotionally stable. We have accomplishments underneath our belt. And sorry, my wand bell. And there's a masculine energy that recognizes this. They see that beauty. And again, masculine energy does not have to equate to male or female. But they see this. They see what we're working with. But look what was stopping us, right? Self-imposed prison, negative thoughts. It is that 5 of Cups energy, that 4 of Cups energy that turns, emotional energy that turns into this mental energy that keeps us bound in this self-imposed prison. So we can't access our blessings and what God has to offer us because of the way in which we're thinking. Right? So what we need to do is we need to do the emotional work. We need to do the energetic work. Oops. We need to do the mental work. We need to do all of that work. We need to work on ourselves. We need to work on our connection to our spirit team and seeking counsel, right? Because many times whether it's when we work on a business, when we work on educational goals, when we work on, you know, family matters, a lot of times we have an emotional connection to it, whatever it is. And definitely in love, when we're seeking love, that divine love that we are guaranteed in the form of a heavenly blessing, many of us are not objective, right? It's like a baby that we have to nurture. And many of us are not objective parents, people who have become parents. And so you need someone who has a leg up. Because as you're making a plan to come into union, whatever it is that you want, that you need, that objective professional can help see, because they're objective, right? They're going to bring forth their knowledge. So it could be a spiritualist like me. There's other spiritualists, you know, in the social media community. There's spiritualists who are not in the community. This can be a pastor. This could be a traditional counselor, right? Social worker, life coach, what have you. As long as that person is professional and they vibe with you, and they can see your situation and understand it and help you develop a blueprint, right? And you have to remember, there's plenty of spiritual traditional counselors, right, that take insurance, right? You gotta include the connectivity to your spirit team, right? You can go to as many spiritualists and counselors and mentors and life coaches all you want, but baby, You need to have a connection to your spirit team. Okay? And so what you're going to get from this counselor is, again, that blueprint. So here you are making this plan. And this plan is not based upon what you have experienced in your love life, what you have seen people in your family and your neighborhood, in your community and movies and, celebrity world. You're not going to base it upon that, right? Because that is what puts many of us in this self-imposed prison, not being able to move forward, getting your divine blessings, right? So you want to plan according to what God has for you, right? Because look at him. He's on a balcony. He has a globe in his hand, right? So you're going to tap into that. What do we have now? 7 billion people? You're going to tap into the 7 billion possibilities, right? And you're going to, have your plan. You got your plan A, right? Notice plan B is back here. Plan B, he's not touching. Plan B, he's not turning around. He's not paying any attention to it. He has his hand and his sights on the future, right? And so the here and now and the future. And so he's looking at the horizon, and that horizon is endless. So the possibilities that's out there is endless. So you have to keep your vibration high. You have to keep your goals set high, opposed to based on what you've seen, based on what you've heard, based on what you've experienced. And this is going to lead us to an opportunity of fortune. And that can be practical fortune, but definitely fortune in terms of emotions, right? We're going to go from this energy to having a world of wealth emotionally, right? And look, the 5 of Cups showed up again, right? So this counselor can help you see the 2 cups behind you. Right? So look at the blessings emotionally that you have in terms of love, right? I'm going diagonal now. This is the emotions that you have in terms of love, right? And this is God's promise: emotional satisfaction, accomplishments, job well done. Because of life experiences, boom, we got so that we don't listen to our spirit team. We're not tapping into the blessings because the road is difficult. The road is hard. And look, it leads to low vibration, no thinking, low vibrational, moods, right? That's sadness. That's depression for a prolonged time. Now, anytime we have an obstacle in love, of course, we're going to be sad. We're going to be disappointed. We're going to be hurt. The thing is respecting those emotions, going through those emotions, and then moving forward, right? Taking those 2 cups, understanding what it is that you have to offer, understanding what it is that you have to receive, and moving forward in it. Okay, I'm going to pull some clarifiers. Romance Oracle. Yeah. Trust. Many of us have to trust. And again, this is speaking to this 4 cups energy, 5 of cups energy. You have to trust that this is what God has for you. Emotional happiness, success in love, right? You have to trust that this is you. Sitting pretty. I did that, right? I built myself up emotionally. I've built myself up spiritually to get my heavenly blessings. So trust the situation is calling you to have faith. Love yourself first. Okay? So look at your spirit team handing you a cup of probably self-love. Look at you focusing on love outside of yourself, opposed to self-love. And your spirit team is handing you that self-love, right? So you need to love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And that's why doing the work on self is extremely important in terms of getting what it is that you want and that divine union that God has for you. I've been doing these readings for a while, and the divine's calling for us to be in union has been repetitive and key. And there's people who have gotten into their unions. There's people who are on the cusp of their unions, and there's people who are lessons away. And that's what it is. It's all about lessons. I do have a post on shadow work. Check that out. Shadow work is going to be extremely important in terms of you stepping into your blessings. Now, for many of us, there are children who are impacting our love life, right? It could be your desire for children, but you're not going to have a child without that great partner, or your spirit team is saying you are not going to have that child without a great partner. It could be your children. It could be a potential partner's children. And this can also be our inner child, right? So take it as it resonates, right? But the idea of children is impacting your love life. So you need to ascertain whether or not, you know, which one it is, or all of the above, right? Many of us need to work on codependency issues. This is the equivalent of the devil card, right? Making connections based upon the broken pieces, right? So if you depend on your spirit team and you work on love, loving yourself first, and you get human guidance, baby, instead of coming together based upon the broken pieces, you come together based upon the healed pieces, right? And so that's what we need. So let's pull out the divine feather message. I do not pick the cards consciously. I allow the spirit to pick the cards. Whether it's oracle cards, tarot cards. Excuse me. Thank you. And I typically let the cards fall or turn over themselves. That's just my particular style. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we got two cards. And it's the White Owl. Wisdom and messages of the divine are within you. Right? So a lot of us come to tarot or tea leaves, rune. I I Ching. Is it I Ching? I think it's I Ching. You know, for answers. And the answers are within you, right? We're all knowing beings. As soon as we pass this earth and we go to the next realm, as soon as we die, you know, even in between, you know how when people, you know, die and then they resuscitated, they become all knowing. They see things that they didn't see before, right? So we have the answers within us. So we really have to tap within. And that's why tapping into our spirit team helps us tap into our higher selves, help us to tap into the insights that we need and know that are there. So tapping into your spirit team is extremely important in terms of tapping into your higher self. And so it's not always, you want to get to a point where you don't come to, you know, an outside person, where you're independent, right? So this might start once a week, every day, once a month, right? And then, you know, it can wean, right? Because you have the abilities to tap in. And that's one of the things that my class does, right? I teach people how to be independent and not dependent on an outside reader. So either for my tarot class or for my how to open up your connection to your spirit team course, either or teaches you to be independent so that you can tap into those messages within. And you got the vulture. Accept the inevitable. Let go of the past and welcome a rebirth to begin. Yes, yes, right? Because we're not supposed to be with anybody, right? We're not supposed to lower our expectations. God has high vibrational soulmates that are out there, right? And it's up to us to help heal ourselves, to go through the lessons that we've had to learn and bring them forth, right? Breaking up with the people that we're not supposed to be with is inevitable. Accept the inevitable. Let go of the past and welcome a rebirth to begin. That is awesome. Okay, people, I will come at you next Monday for another love update reading, collective reading. I am doing a fall equinox reading for all of the zodiacs, so look for that. See you guys later. Bye.